must have re-recorded this intro about 100 times by now. How do you take the epicness and majesty of a place like Utah, a place that I have never been, and sum that up in a short intro video to talk through things? So I'm just going to try very simply. I am on an astrophotography trip in Moab, Utah, with Mark Rassel and Bailey Farley. I am here for 6 days to do that, but my lovely wife convinced me to stay, to come a couple days early and just do some sightseeing. And wow, I cannot explain to you how happy I am for that, and how surprised I was thinking that I was going to the desert, and just ended up seeing some of the most diverse landscape I think I've ever seen in my life. I figured I'd bring you all along on this tour. There's plenty to talk about, plenty to show. We will start our adventure outside of Salt Lake City, which is where I flew into, about 4 hours from my ending location in the small town of Provo. Let's go.
Morning, folks. So, little travel update. We are day one here in Utah. I'm a little bit outside Salt Lake City, over by Lake Utah. I apologize, I am real bad at this travel video thing. Everything from the trip to the airport to getting on the plane to, landing in Utah. It was just as the sun went down. So I can tell you, I remember getting in my rental car. It was probably about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and starting to drive down the highway and seeing the mountains off to the side, which, bear in mind, I've never been here before. So I'm expecting, I'm in the desert because I'm going to be in Moab and stuff. And sure enough, there's huge snow-capped mountains, the Rocky Mountains, and I'm having a blast, but it's dark, and it's getting dark so fast. There was no point in trying to pull out my camera. Everything was kind of in a bit of a rush, so I figured I would update this morning. So it's about 4 a.m. I am tired. I did not sleep great. And we are gonna pack up our bags from this hotel. We're gonna probably find a little bit of breakfast if we have time. Go over to Lake Utah. I think that's gonna be a little bit morning wildlife over there is kind of my plan. I don't actually know what it's going to look like from a landscape perspective because, again, I got here last night after dark. I'm so freaking tired, but I have a feeling it's only going to get worse. This is morning one, so I don't think it's going to get better. So, brief change of plans. I was at a IHOP, and the waitress recommended a different location. And I gotta say, atmosphere, mountains, I think this is really gonna work. I'm not gonna be shooting this way, but I will show you. So, there we have Salt Lake. Now, where I'm gonna shoot is that way. I just gotta find the right spot, because look at that atmosphere coming in. We got snow-capped mountains. I basically want to shoot in between them. So I'm gonna go look for a composition and set up. But guys, this is not what I expected in my desert adventure. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not even a little bit. I'm a little out of breath. Been running up and down this little mountain pass. Found our composition. The light is coming in. The sun is not up yet, but there's some really serious potential here. So we're gonna go set up, and then I'll be back. All right, so we're down here. We're set up for a shot. We got really nice color in the sky. I found this little trail with some sunflowers down here, adding a little bit of color up front. We got mountain peaks over there. God, this is just a spectacular spot. And I'm pretty much here by myself as I wait for the sun to come up. Man, I'm so thankful that I went to that IHOP for breakfast.
So I'm framed up on my shot, and I'm just waiting for the sun to make its way more into this valley. Um, I think I got a pretty good opening here. I will say this is one of those moments when I somewhat miss my. I wish I would have brought some of my bigger lenses, because if I spin you over this way, there's some really incredible atmosphere over there. Some really incredible, like the sun has just hit the tips of the mountains off in the distance out there. Plus, you have the Salt Lake. I will spin you around to the shot that we are going for, though. And the shot that we are going for is right down in along this valley. Oh, I am. My plan was to go shoot wildlife this morning, and yeah, I. God, it's gorgeous here. Like, this is just majestic, and I love it. And thus begins the long drive to Moab, Utah. Um, I was not really ready for this drive. I was tired, and I was not prepared for the sheer amount of biodiversity that I would see, from mountains to plains to just the desert and rock formation. Wow. I'm not anticipating pictures, because it's like midday. There's no clouds whatsoever, but still, wow. I'm gonna flip you all around. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just wow. I'm gonna pan the whole way around. There we go. Look at that. Oh, there's my rental car. And then we have the mountains. Wow, folks. Just wow. Wow. After about 2 hours of driving through Arches, I left. I didn't get any pictures. The sun was too high. It was too hot. There were no clouds. But I did have a hell of an experience. So I drove back into Moab, and I went over to my hotel to check in, excited for the rest of the adventure that comes next, after stopping at the gift shop and getting a whole bunch of things for my family. We'll see you in the next one, folks. This trip has been amazing. Just one more quick side thought as I sit in my hotel and I put this video together. The phrase that you hear in all the different videos is F8 and be there, and that it couldn't be more true. Whether or not I left Arches that day with a picture or not was irrelevant. The experience was amazing. Going someplace I'd never been, doing something I've never done, forcing myself to get out and go do stuff and just walk around, camera or otherwise. And I did have a camera with me, but if there's, I struggle when I put these together to come up with a takeaway, something useful for everybody. And I guess, on this first leg of my journey, the advice that I give all of you is go out. Just be there. F8 and be there. And you will never regret the experience, even if you don't come home with an image.